we can go ahead and start our application with npm start. As you can see, it says the server is running and successfully connected to the database MongoDB. So this is the index page. We import all of the dependencies here and set up the routes using app.listen, app.use, and start the application using the app.listen function. Now, if you want to go ahead and browse the different files that are here, in the config folder we have the mongoose file. So mongoose.js is used to connect to the mongoose package and import it in our application to connect it to the MongoDB of the local system. Next, we have the controller folder in which we have two files, options controller and the questions controller. Now, in the options controller, there are many functions which is used to uh, browse through the different tasks that are created. So for example, here are options. In the options file there is the options.create, the options.add toward, the delete function, and these all contain the different functionalities that are needed for the options in our project. Similarly, there is a questions controller.js. Here also we have the create, show details, delete questions, and the required functions in our applications. Next, we have the models and the questions.js. So here we have the option schema and the question schema defined over here, and this file is exported to our controllers to further make the functions. Next, we have the routes. Now, in the routes, we have an index.js, and there is an API folder which contains the first version of the API. Further, if we want to create another different version, so it will be created as version 2, version 3, and so on. So this was the different functions inside the routes. So whenever we go to a specific route, a particular function in the controller is targeted, and that function is accordingly gives us the results which we need to get. So coming to the postman, so as you can see, this is our API. Different APIs are connected over here, and the different functionalities are present here. So for example, here we have the add question API. So if you want to add a question, for example, which country do you come from? So we can go ahead and post the location URL over here and select on the method post and send this. So our question gets created, which country do you come from? If we want to add options to this question, you can simply copy the ID of this question and add options over here. So we have to edit the URL and paste it over here and change the option. So for example, I'll put India, and when we send that request, so as you can see, which country do you come from, the India shows as an option over here. If we want to add more options to this, we can go ahead and put, and as you can see, the options, an array is created with two entries. Similarly, we can go ahead and put Australia or UK, Australia, and Russia. So as you can see, we created 5 options, and all those 5 options appear over here. Now if you want to view any questions, so we can go ahead and put the change the URL, paste the ID of the question that we need to browse. As you can see, which country do you come from appears over here with all the different options such as India, USA, UK, Australia. Now as we can see over here, the vote count is 0 right now, and if we want to add a vote to this, we can simply click on this link and send this request. So as you can see, the request was sent. Now if we go ahead and send this request to view the question again, so as you can see, the vote count increases from 0 to 1. Similarly, if you want to do it again, we can send the request again, and when we go ahead and view the count, the vote actually changes to 2. Now if you want to delete an option, for example, if you want to delete the option of Russia, so we can simply copy the ID of Russia and go to delete option and paste the URL over here, and you can see it says option deleted. Now when we go ahead and view the question and send this request, now we have India, USA, UK, Australia, but no Russia over here. and we want to delete this entire question from here. So we can do that, but let's first look at the MongoDB Studio 3T side of things. So as you can see, a polling system database is created, and when we look at the questions option here, so we have the title, which country do you come from, which city do you come from, and the different options over here are the different options, which ID and the question ID selected over here. And we want to delete this question. For example, if we want to delete this question, which city do you come from, we can simply copy this question ID and go to the delete question and paste that ID over here. Okay. Now if we send it, so it says question deleted. Now if we go back to Studio 3D and refresh this, so as you can see, the which city do you come from, that question is deleted, and the only option which shows here is which country do you come from.